I found my fiancé's secret family 2 days before our wedding. What my best friend did next left everyone speechless. I always thought wedding jitters were normal until I found myself Googling how to track a phone location at 3 a.m. 2 days before my wedding. James had been disappearing for hours, claiming wedding errands, but something felt off when his location showed him at a residential address across town at midnight. I told myself there must be an explanation. There was, just not one I was prepared for. The house was a charming blue colonial with a swing set in the yard. I sat in my car for 20 minutes convincing myself I was being paranoid. Then a woman emerged with a toddler on her hip, a little boy with James's unmistakable dimples and copper hair. My hands trembled so badly I could barely text my best friend Chastiest. Need you emergency. She arrived in record time, took one look at my face and whispered, "What did you find?" When I showed her the woman and child through my car window, she didn't gasp or curse. She simply asked, "What do you want to know?" Maya walked straight to the front door and knocked while I watched in horror from the car. 5 minutes later she returned with a blank expression. Her name is Rebecca. They've been together for 4 years. The boy is 3. She thinks James is a traveling consultant who's finally settling down locally. She paused. Rebecca's pregnant again. Doof, in December. The world tilted sideways. Our wedding was in 2 days. We had 180 guests flying in a $40,000 non-refundable venue, and I was wearing his grandmother's restored vintage ring. I can't face everyone, I sobbed. My dad spent his retirement fund on this wedding. Mia grabbed my shoulders, listens to me. You are not facing anyone. I am handling this. That night, while I hid at Tezis's apartment, she contacted my parents and explained everything. Then she did something I never expected. She created a private Instagram account and added only the women attending my wedding. Her first post was a photo of James's house keys with the caption, "The wedding is off. Instead of returning gifts, we're having a different kind of celebration. Dress code. Whatever makes you feel powerful. Diot below." On what would have been my wedding day, 79 women and my dad gathered at the venue we couldn't cancel. Tessis had transformed it from a wedding reception into what she called a dodging the bullet party. The wedding cake now read "Fillets on your freedom." The DJ played "Single Ladies" on repeat. But the real surprise came when Tezich clinked her glass for attention. Today we're celebrating Emily's courage and new beginning. But first she projected onto the wall a video compilation she'd secretly created, dozens of women sharing stories of relationships they'd left, red flags they'd ignored, and how much better life became after walking away from the wrong person. Every ending is just a redirect, Tezich announced. And to help with that redirect, she unveiled a giant check, the exact amount of my father's contribution to the wedding, made out to a scholarship fund in my name for women starting over after leaving toxic relationships. We've raised this in 36 hours, she explained. Every guest contributed what they would have spent on wedding gifts. My father, who hadn't stopped frowning since hearing about James, finally smiled through his tears. As for James, he showed up at the venue in his tux, confused by the changed decorations, only to find Rebecca waiting in the parking lot. Tedis had contacted her too. I didn't witness their conversation, but I heard his car screech away while Rebecca walked in and joined our celebration. 6 months later, Rebecca's daughter was born. We're not close friends, but we check in on each other. And Tasha, she's now running the Scholarship Foundation full-time. Last week, she helped our 10th recipient move into her first safe home. Sometimes the worst betrayals lead to the most beautiful redirections, and sometimes your best friend shows you what real love looks like. If you want to know what happened when James tried to contact me 6 months later, click share for part 2.